right, Twitter is one of those closely watched stocks you follow, and when the earnings come out after the bell, everyone just holds their breath and waits to see what happens. And they came out with earnings that were better than expected, revenues better than expected, and the stock doing much better than expected. And after hours trading north of 5% better. The read on that with Charlie Gasparino and Craig Smith. Charlie, what do you think?
There's a degree of short covering. That means when people are short, right, they're betting it's going to go down. In order to, like, pay back your shares when you go shorts, it's a manipulation of the stock. You have to buy shares because now the stock's going up.
What happened?
Well, they did better than expected. Listen, they were good. They were due to surprise us. But long term, I mean, I think this is a company that still faces tremendous problems. And, you know, I think
you're not big on.
I think it's going to be sold.
What do you think, Craig?
Yeah, I think Charlie's right. I think Google and Facebook really control this space. And I found it interesting that prior to their earnings release, all morning the buzz was one way or another it was going to either be up 13% after hours or down 13% after hours, depending upon
you're right about that. That's exactly what people were saying. There was no middle ground.
Yeah, and I find that fascinating, and I agree with Charlie. He probably knows already. He's just not telling you.
I wish.
They're going to be bought by somebody, because I don't think on the platform they currently run they can actually make money in the long term and compete.
But they
with
used
the
to say that.
Google
Remember about Facebook? That how would they leverage all of those users?
Big difference. Facebook actually got better management. Sheryl Sandberg came in, righted the ship, and then they started to monetize their mobile apps and things like that.
But it's still a cool company in the eyes of a lot of people.
I love Twitter. I love using it.
You like getting the tweets.
I like getting the nasty emails and the attacks.
By the way, Charlie holds the record for nasty tweets.
I have 48,000 followers and
47,999 loads.
But you know, so they have to. One of the problems that Twitter has, and this is why a lot of people think it's going to be sold, is that they don't have a good C-suite management. They lost so many people.
Well, they're desperately looking for a CEO right now.
But even under the CEO, which is just as important sometimes.
Yeah, there's no backup.
No backup.
And Charlie's right, Neil. Unless they can find a way to monetize this, and that was what Facebook did in such a startling fashion. I mean, think about the money they started cranking out overnight. And I think unless they can start showing that this thing can make money, it might be a wonderful phenomena, but it may be like a hula hoop. You know, people love them, but you can't see many of them sold.
It probably needs to be sold to the place with management, and that becomes the issue. Who buys them? SoftBank. Kara Swisher of Recode came out today and said Google's still interested. SoftBank has showed interest. She doubts Facebook, but a lot of people say
Remember,
Facebook
it wasn't all that long ago that they were burying Netflix. They
weren't quite burying them. They were questioning them. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
you never know.
You never
sort of like the Patriots. You can be 0-4 for a while.
Listen, I love Brady.
Yeah,
I can't believe
who doesn't? Don't get me going on football, because it's the extent of my knowledge. Gentlemen, thank you both very, very much. In the meantime, something else happened today. We found